Welcome to Engineering 248 Introduction to SOLIDWORKS. I'm your instructor, John Dryden, and this is going to be one of the only times you see my face in this course since we're fully online. So mostly you'll learn in this course via videos that I recorded, so you'll see a lot of my computer screen and hear my voice, but won't often get to see face-to-face. That being said, I'm happy to meet with any of you individually via Zoom. If you're struggling on something or whatnot, just shoot me an email. So Intro to SOLIDWORKS. We're going to be teaching you the fundamentals of working with SOLIDWORKS. This is a 3D modeling program called a parametric modeler that's a really useful engineering problem solving tool. You can be creating with it, you can be analyzing something that's already been made, and we'll touch on the basics of each of those styles of working with the product, whether we're designing something from scratch or whether we're modeling something that's already been built to use on a new engineering problem. So I've been using SOLIDWORKS since around 1999 was my first introduction to it when I was working as a mechanical engineering technician. And then over the past almost quarter century, I've used it probably more than any other engineering tool in my toolbox. So I hope this is your introduction to a tool that will be as useful to you as SOLIDWORKS has been to me. I use it both professionally and personally. You may see over the corner there's a 3D printer up there. I use SOLIDWORKS all the time if I have to model something up to print or whatnot. Or you can also see over my shoulder here is a model or a trainer that I build for the mechatronics program mount hood. And again, before I actually built that real thing there, actually before I built 12 of them for students, I built one in SOLIDWORKS, modeled it in SOLIDWORKS to make sure everything would fit together correctly or whatnot. So just a really useful tool. So that's what SOLIDWORKS is. You'll learn more about what parametric modeling means, how you can use it, etc. You may come to this already with some experience, either with SOLIDWORKS, AutoCAD, SketchUp, Creator. There's all kinds of different programs out there. SOLIDWORKS is a really common one, so it's a good one for you to learn on if you're new to this field. As far as the class, like I said, we're fully online. So a typical week for you will mean that the modules get released basically the midnight between Sunday and Monday. Each week I'll release a new week's worth of content. And what that content will be a series of videos, a couple videos, maybe one to multiple videos that I've created, and then an assigned reading for within your textbook. So a quick reminder there, if you haven't already bought your textbook, you need to order it ASAP. You should already have it. We have assignments due this first week, and that's why we post what textbooks are required, 6 weeks ago through the bookstore website. So buy your book if you haven't. If you got your book, good job. So each week you'll read through a chapter that I assign you, and that includes reading the chapter and doing the step-by-step guides they give you on how to work with the tools that are being introduced that week. At the end of the week, you'll complete one of the problems out of the back of the chapter, one or two depending on what I assign. Those are your graded problems, and then also at the end of the week, or any time in the week that you want to, you can take the quiz for that week. Most weeks, that quiz will involve you actually modeling something in SOLIDWORKS, applying the tools that you learned. This first week, the quiz isn't requiring you to actually model something in SOLIDWORKS because you're just getting started. So it's more working with the user interface, identifying where would you go to find this command, that kind of thing. But in general, most of the quizzes, you need to be sitting at your computer with SOLIDWORKS up and ready to go because they're timed. So you have a limited amount of time to make sure that you're proficient in the SOLIDWORKS tools that I'm asking you to demonstrate. Okay, so that's an overview of a week. Module gets released Monday, very early Monday morning. You watch the videos, read the chapter, practice the tutorials, and then sometime by Sunday evening before midnight, you complete the graded problem and the quiz. Sometimes those quizzes are somewhat lengthy. At least one of them's an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So don't start them at 11:30 at night because you won't be able to finish it. On a related note, don't wait till Saturday night to start your work for the week if you want to have a chance to get help from me. I am happy to help you guys. I know that it can be difficult to learn a new material just from a book and watching videos. I taught this online quite a few times, and I often end up meeting with students individually via Zoom. Happy to do that. But you need to reach out to me, and reach out to me via email. I don't check Blackboard messages. It should be disabled in the course, but even if it's not, no, I don't check Blackboard messages, and I'm not in my office very often, so the phone's not very useful either. So emails are the best way to get a hold of me. I respond to all emails within less than 24 hours during the week, usually within an hour or two, unless I'm in class. On the weekend, I will respond to emails if I see them, but it's way less likely that I'll see them in time to be useful to you. Another source of help will be your classmates. While we're not in class together, we do have discussion forums where I encourage you to post questions that you have so that your classmates can say, oh yeah, this is how I did that, or can point you in the right direction to maybe think about something differently than you had looked at it. Okay, that's an overview of a week. Let's talk about this first week. It's a little different in that you have some assignments that are due Tuesday and Wednesday this week. All the rest of the weeks, everything's due on Sundays. But this week, to make sure everybody's engaged in the class for financial aid reasons and attendance, I have a syllabus quiz that's due on Tuesday. So by Tuesday, you need to read through the syllabus section. That's the only section you'll be able to see when you first log into Blackboard. And you logged into Blackboard or you wouldn't be seeing this video. So follow the link below this video to the syllabus section, read through the syllabus, read through the schedule, watch the little video about working in Blackboard, and then take the syllabus quiz. This doesn't count towards your grade, but it's a way for me to verify that you actually did read the syllabus and understand kind of the ground rules of how the class works, how your grade, what your grade's based on, etc. Once you've completed that syllabus quiz and have gotten all the questions right, and again, don't worry, you can take the quiz as many times as you need to get the questions right. Once you've completed that, another module will open up on the home page of Blackboard. Blackboard does that automatically by looking at your grade on the syllabus quiz. And the next module will be installing SOLIDWORKS. So we're working with a program. We're doing this online. You have to have access to SOLIDWORKS somehow, right? So as part of registering for this class, you get an academic license for SOLIDWORKS that you can install on your personal computer. And you're getting a suite of software that's worth about $5,000 or $6,000. So it's a great tool to use both for this class and other classes you may have in the year that license lasts. That being said, it's a big file. It's like a 7 gigabyte download, and it requires some significant processor and graphics abilities. Most computers these days can handle it, but if yours can't, don't worry. You can still take this class even if you can't install SOLIDWORKS on your home computer. That just means you'll need to come to campus, again, on your own schedule, as long as it's within the timelines that the computer lab is open. So the main academic lab, I think it's like 1451 or 53, details are in the Blackboard site there, has SOLIDWORKS installed on a few of the stations. I think it's like 104, 5, and 6 or something like that. There's a few computers in there that have SOLIDWORKS on them, and you're welcome to complete this course. All the material in there can be done in that lab. You just need to set aside time during the open hours of the lab to complete that work. So by Wednesday, you need to have either installed SOLIDWORKS on your own computer or gone into the computer lab to make sure that you can access SOLIDWORKS. You're going to demonstrate that to me by uploading a screenshot of either your personal computer showing the activated license for SOLIDWORKS, or doing the same thing in the computer lab just to show me that you figured out how to get access to SOLIDWORKS somewhere, either at home or in the computer lab. So by Tuesday, complete the syllabus quiz. By Wednesday, upload a screenshot of SOLIDWORKS. One other thing you'll see is already available to you is the final project description. Now you may be getting a little overwhelmed saying, oh man, he's already assigning the final project. And it's not like that at all. I'm trying to give you a heads up about what the last few weeks of the class will look like, specifically so that as you're working through SOLIDWORKS over the next 7 weeks, learning new tools, you can be thinking in the back of your mind, oh yeah, the final project, I have to pick something from my life that I'm going to model. And I want that to be something that you're interested in. Like maybe you have no interest, can't think of anything you can model, but that's a pretty rare circumstance. For example, last quarter I had somebody who's big into paramotors, like where you have a parachute with a motor on your back, kind of like a really ultra light plane, and he modeled up the propeller and drive system for that. I had another student model up a BMX bike last term. Some people have done their desk that they sit at every day. It can be anything that you're interested in, as long as it meets the requirements in that final document for kind of levels of complexity and whatnot. So read through the final project assignment right now so that you are thinking ahead and don't get to those last couple weeks of the quarter and have to just do something to fulfill the requirements without actually finding something you enjoy modeling. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I wanted to welcome you to the class, introduce you to me, give you an overview of a week. As a reminder, new modules release Sunday night. Everything's due the following Sunday night, except this week you got something due Tuesday and Wednesday. So get cracking at that. Make sure you've got your textbook. If you don't, order it, get it shipped as quick as you can. Ask a friend if you can borrow theirs for this week, etc., because you do need to have access to that. Again, any questions, shoot me an email. Welcome to the course. I hope SOLIDWORKS is as useful to you in the years and decades ahead as it has been to me. Thanks.